Before this video begins, I'd like to advise that this video is diving into some touchy subjects. I'm only a new and upcoming YouTuber and decided that this would be one of the many topics that I wanted to address as my first video on this channel. I'm not a professional in this topic and merely just another person sharing my journeys and experiences. Thank you so much for your support and onwards to the video. I've been thinking a lot lately about all sorts of things, and one of the many things that crossed my mind was the idea of being yourself. Now, I get it, this phrase has been said over and over again, but what exactly does that mean? There are plenty of YouTube videos out there with professionals that are trained in these fields, explaining the benefits and tactics to help you find yourself. However, even after diving through all those professionals and counselors and YouTube videos, I still struggle with finding who I am and what I truly want in life. When I was a boy, back in elementary school, I was a chubby little guy. I was small, unfamiliar with the language, and different. I would walk around the playgrounds watching the other kids play because I never really had any friends I could call my own. Sure, the teachers would always teach us to accept everyone in the classroom equally and always say yes when someone asks if they could join in because, saying no was a bad thing. But still didn't feel any more different than I was yesterday, 2 days ago, or even the day my family came to the United States. I'm not quite sure what drove me to have this uncontrollable curiosity to ask my teacher why I was different from everybody else. My teacher was a great person. She was an amazing teacher. She replied back to me that being different wasn't a bad thing. Being different only made me unique from everybody else. I don't know why, but as a young child, I was insecure about myself. I was insecure about the way I look and the way I carried myself. I just wanted to fit in and be like the other kids. So I began starving myself, which was incredibly stupid and unhealthy. Although I did lose a lot of weight, it wasn't without a cost. My eldest siblings always carried around a camera and would film everything around the house. Based on the films that they've collected over the years, I was laying on the ground and unable to move. My mom was next to me, and she was trying her best to feed me. As I was on the ground, I told her that my tummy was hurting. She couldn't do anything else but softly rub my belly as she fed me the cellophane noodles. I believe I was only 6 or 7 years old during that time. Honestly, I don't even remember how old I was. Just based on the films, I looked pretty young. Before you start judging my parents for not seeing the changes that I went through, being a parent is the most stressful thing in the world. It's already stressful enough having one child, but 10 of us? They knew that they couldn't satisfy each and every one of us, but that was the least of their worries. They just wanted all of us to be together and to stay together. They didn't want to lose anybody. And they made sure that they always had 10 little kids running around the house. As life carried me to middle school, I became a quiet and punky kid. And maybe a little bit of emo was dropped in the mix, but who cares? I was the most introverted introvert you have ever met, avoiding as much people as I could. I wouldn't even get out of the house. And, a very horrible, demanding person. Those are by far my worst memories. If you are one of my childhood friends back in middle school, I want to apologize. I'm so sorry. When I started my high school life, I still carried that middle school trait of being a hermit. However, I decided that high school was going to be different. So I decided to change. I had a great influence in my life to help me do that job, and that person was my cousin. He taught me how to be something that I always wanted to be. I wanted to have courage, and I didn't want to fear anything. And he threw an extra bonus in there, so I became rebellious. And that's how I became the extroverted human being that you all know and love today. I threw myself in the spotlight and shouted answers when I'm not needed. I pushed myself to be involved in conversations that I never knew I could ever hold. After so many experiences of feeling uncomfortable, I became comfortable feeling uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. So how does this exactly help you, as the viewers, to discover who you are as a person? How do you become yourself? Ladies and gentlemen, here is my answer. It is not the correct answer, but here is my answer. So how do you become yourself? You don't. You don't need to become someone who you already are. You don't have to struggle behind everybody else because you don't understand yourself or your emotions behind everything. You don't have to understand the answers to your question, nor do you need to have an answer to the whys. Being alive is one of the best things in the world because you have complete freedom to discover that answer for yourself. Answers aren't permanent, but temporary interpretations of a possible solution to your problem. The answers don't define you or who you are, but it's the journey that you took that defines everything. As long as you're 100% honest with yourself, nothing else matters.